Hello and welcome to Computer Active Hints and Tips. My name is Tim Smith and today we'll be continuing our series on Mozilla Thunderbird. Last time we looked at how to create an account in Thunderbird, and today we're going to take a look at how to write your very first email. So let's get started. As you can see here, now that our account has been set up, all of our emails have been downloaded into our inbox and it's time to start writing our first email. The easiest way to do this is to click on the right button, which is second from the left in the top toolbar. As you can see here, the Compose window appears automatically, and it includes the From address, which is the email address people will use when they click on the Reply button to your email. Immediately below here you have the first box for the first recipient. You can see here the cursor's flashing and ready for us. For this demonstration we're going to use our own email address, and as you can see as I'm typing that Thunderbird is highlighting the email in red. This is because it uses the address book to see whether it recognises the email. Once a contact is in the address book, you can type their name rather than the full email address. But don't worry about that for the moment, as we'll sort that out in a later episode. When the email is entered, press enter, and you can see that it's ready to accept another address. Now there are several ways to send an address, and it's worth taking a look at those now. Click on the down arrow by 2 and you'll see that there are 6 options, but it's only the top 3 that we're actually going to concern us now: to, CC and BCC. Now the to address should be used for all the people who are directly interested in the email that you're sending. CC is better to use for people who need your email for information but aren't directly needing it. But the more important option is BCC. This stands for Blind Carbon Copy. Anyone who has their address set up as a BCC email has their address hidden from the other recipients of the email. This is very useful if you're sending an email to a group of friends but they don't know each other and you don't want them to see each other's email addresses. When you're happy with the email addresses, click in the subject box and enter a subject for the email. Press Tab and it will move the cursor down into the main body of the email where the text should go. Now Thunderbird uses HTML to format emails, so you can put in different sized text or colour to draw attention to different bits within the email. There are various presets set up using styles which you might be familiar with from Word or OpenOffice. Click on the down arrow next to body text and select a heading or body text itself. There are other ways of formatting it. You can use the bold, italic or underline buttons along the middle of the toolbar. You can even add smileys to Thunderbird emails using the drop down arrow next to the smiley itself. You often want to include files with emails as well, and this is simple in Thunderbird too. Click on the Attach button, which is on the top of the toolbar, and it will open the Open File dialog, and then you can select a single file or select around several files, click on Open, and there they are attached. Now Thunderbird doesn't actually give you a running total of how big the files are, so you will need to be careful of this before starting. Most email accounts have a limit of somewhere between 5 and 10 megabytes, and if you're sending to people on a dial-up connection, they won't appreciate very large files. Another important button in the toolbar is the Save button. This saves a copy of the email into the Drafts folder. It's useful if you want to stop work on an email, and it's also a good idea to keep clicking this at periodic times just in case something goes wrong with the computer. When you're happy with the email, you click on the Send button, and you will see that Thunderbird connects to the email server to send it. It may warn you if you're happy to send it as the HTML version with the formatting, or whether you'd rather send it as plain text. Plain text will be viewable by everybody, but you will lose all of the formatting in the email. When you're happy with your selection, click on Send. You can see here that Thunderbird has connected to the email server and is ready to send it. So there we are. If you need the full text of this workshop, you can find it using the web address printed below. In the next episodes, we'll be taking a look at the address book in Thunderbird, which is useful for organising your contacts and using groups to save time when sending emails, and also how to install a spell checker to check your spelling in emails. This has been Tim Smith with Computer Active Hints and Tips.